Hey everyone, and welcome to my video. Today I am going to be attempting to animate. Yes, that means I'm going to be making a tiny little picture move in a certain way. So for this, I've always been interested in animation, and I've always wanted to try it. About 3 years ago, I made this tiny little animation where it worked somewhat, but it's just, yeah, it's not the best quality. But anyway, I tried. But now, 3 years later, I'm giving it another go, and I'm going to try and teach myself more to do with animation, not just giving it like one little attempt and going bleh. But anyway, so I'm going to try and do like a pixel art animation. I really suggest checking out Jason Batchelor's channel, because he's got some really good tutorials. I decided to have a look at his and use it as a base to try and help me to learn what I kind of need to do to create animations. This is one of my attempts that I did before making this video. Here's another one, using, I guess you could say, the basics of what he has shown. And here is the video of me attempting to make something, a UFO. Yes, this is my attempt to make this. It took a few rounds of twiddling with the bottom part of the ship, because the ship just, the bottom part of the UFO just wasn't cooperating. It just wasn't working with me. Now, I'm just going to make a bit of a disclaimer. This isn't by any means a tutorial, so don't go based off, don't try and do an animation based off what I say or anything, because I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. I'm just trying to teach myself, and I thought I would bring you guys along for the ride and show you the whole process in which it took for me to actually try and do a proper pixel animation. Well, it's more just like a proper little pixel animation GIF thingy. I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, so I just want you guys to know I am in no ways trying to teach you how to do this. You can, I guess you could say, you could learn based off what you can see me doing, but I suggest if you want to learn yourself how to do some animation, that you go find a video by another animator on YouTube, or you could check out the channel that I suggested earlier, because he's really good with animations and tutorials and all that kind of stuff, and that's how I've learnt how to do the basics of what I'm doing. So as you can see, I've already basically made my little alien. I decided to give him like 2 little antennas and a single eye and stick, I guess you could say, with what the stereotypical green little alien that you would see. I would have gone for like a different color, but I was, I guess, tired when I first started this. It's been a long few weeks. I'm so sorry that I haven't been able to come up with a new video, or at least get this video out quick enough. It's seriously been really, really busy, as I've had uni, as I'm studying graphic design at the moment, and I am really enjoying it. But yes, I've finally got this video up, so I really do apologise for how long it's taken. But I do hope that you enjoy what I've put up, and I promise I will try and get some more content up soon. So as you can see, I have made my little alien, and I've added in a lot of different shades of green, and like light green, dark green, and like a basic kind of green that I want to stick with. But the reason why I've done all the different shades of green is to add, I guess you could say, like definition and light and shade, so that way my alien has a little bit more character to it, instead of it just being a flat 2D alien image. I know it still looks 2D considering that it is pixel, but I think it's looking pretty good so far. As you can see at the bottom of this video, I have started to and decided to put all these little tiny green lines at the bottom. That is purely because, being me, I completely forgot to bring my glasses to uni, so that was a smart move on my behalf. And so I just found doing that was made it a bit easier for me to see where exactly I was going to put those little bits of darker coloured detail. But besides that, yeah, that was the reasoning as to why those little green bits were there. Now you can see that at the moment I'm in the process of actually animating the character, well, more positioning my little alien into the positions that it needs to be in, so that way I can animate it. But it's not as easy a process as you think. I first started off by trying to do like all the different positions in which I think that the alien would look good in as it's going around, but then I found that didn't turn out so well, so I decided to get rid of all of those layers and start off by doing, I guess you could say, like the main layers that I needed for those transitions. So at the moment you can see I'm in the process of positioning just 4 different positions in which I want the alien to go to, like a point A, point B, point C and point D. And then that, hopefully when I press play on the animation, it would hopefully go around to the position in which I would need it to get to. And then after that process, I would work on putting the little alien into the I guess you could say the in-between positions, so using those transition points as areas which I need to get to, but in between those positions, I guess you could say having that, I guess you could say filling in that jump, so that way it looks less like a jump and more like a smoother transition or an animation. Throughout this process, I figured out an interesting strategy that helped me to, I guess, determine where to put the aliens in, like in between the, I guess you could say, my different I'm gonna call my the main points in which I put the aliens my anchor points, and I guess you could say the bits that go in between. I found an interesting strategy to help me figure out where I need to put those, to put my little bits in between my anchor points. So the way that I did that was I kept referring back to like I kept on bringing up other layers able to help me with figuring out, okay, if this is where these 2 little aliens are, then this alien needs to go here. And then once I'd finished doing one side, when it came to doing the other side, I would refer back to where I placed that one alien on the one side, and I tried to line it up the best that I could on that same side by bringing up that layer. I don't even know if this makes any sense, but I hope it does. But yeah, that was my strategy of figuring out how to do the alien figuring out where to put him. As you can see now, I'm just trying to figure out like what time, like what time I should stick onto my animation to see like how fast I want it to go within that whole process of the animation going. So do I want it to go fast? Do I want it to go slow? So more just figuring out how many frames per second it should be going, and it's an interesting process. Now it's just a matter of checking and seeing if it works when I press play within the program. And then I've exported the file, and this is how it looks when it's been exported. I wanted to see how my little alien looked, but I felt like that it needed something a little more. So I came back and I decided to edit in the eye blinking, winking, I don't know what you call it. If it's got one idea, call it a wink or a blink. I have no idea. Leave that in the comments below. What do you think it is? Do you think it's a wink or a blink if it's one eye? Anyway, so I decided to come back and edit the eye doing wink, blink, whatever it is. And I forgot to record that part, so I am sorry that I wasn't able to show you that. But I will be able to at least show you the part in which I edit my little alien moving its hands around, just changing it so that way the animation shows my little alien actually controlling his little spaceship instead of him just sitting there in the spaceship looking like he's more of a part of the spaceship than the spaceship, and him being two different things within the actual little animation. And I think the whole idea of being able to incorporate him moving his little spaceship around with his hands, with the controllers, I think it brings more life to the animation instead of him just sitting there with him staring into your soul and his hands just going straight ahead when clearly the spaceship is going around in circles. I think it just adds more character to the whole animation itself. As you all can see, this is a bit of a process trying to edit this little alien so that way whenever I move his hands to the direction I want to, I have to then yet fill in the gaps with the colors that I need, and also add in where the controller is attached. I know that I could easily make it a little more futuristic and see it add it so that way he doesn't have any sticks or what looks like a telephone cord attached to it, but no, I decided just to give it that little bit more, I guess you could say, attachment to like the character being in control of the ship. I decided to add it so that way it's got those little cords attached to the UFO, so that way the alien definitely shows that he is in control of his little spaceship. And so now that I have finished editing at least the first half of the alien moving in that one direction, I decided that I would also start the process of moving the eye so that when the alien is moving its hands in those directions, that the eye is also looking in the direction in which it's traveling, because it makes sense. If anyone's controlling any kind of vehicle, you usually end up looking in the direction in which you're about to turn. So I thought I might incorporate that into my little alien's process of moving, just to add a little bit more, I guess you could say, realism and life to this little character that I have created. this is my little alien, and I'm very happy with how he turned out. Obviously, there's more that I could do to get better at this, and that just comes with practice and time and effort. And I look forward to trying to do other little projects like this, whether it's animation or artistic kind of stuff. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you later.